see what any of you guys say. So
let me see. Let me see something real quick.
So,
I might try to hook something else for you.
There you go.
Snap.
Yeah, we're on.
And again, EDP365 covers topics with explicit and strong language and is intended for mature audiences only. Topics may be sensitive to some, and everyday people may not agree with the views expressed during this discussion. But please keep in mind, we'll give you the point of view of everyday people with everyday situations, and EDP365 is not afraid to go there.
And we're not afraid to go. We're not afraid to go. We're not afraid to go there.
Go
All right.
there.
So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Les.
And I'm Chris Styles, and we're on EDP365 on Facebook Live.
Facebook Live. All right, y'all. So we'll do a brief intro. Our guest tonight, she's been on the show before. Miss Sandra Bone Wilson of Black Connect.
Not the whole government.
Whole government. We don't play around these parts.
Dang.
Whole government,
Whole
girl.
government.
I'm gonna give it to him. I'm gonna give it to
The
him.
whole
So we're gonna get back.
Yes.
We're gonna get back in a second because you know we gotta do what we do here on the show. So the first thing is we're doing wine tasting. So tonight, y'all, might be a little far from the camera, but tonight we are drinking Petite Vanilla Bean. This is a wine specialty. It's a blend of white wine with vanilla flavor and finest creams. Okay, so I'm gonna try this. Our guest, so let's see. I could do this.
Yeah. It's almost like eggnog, but more vanilla.
Yeah, and it's not as
Yeah.
thick.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I just felt the alcohol kick in.
Yeah.
Like, ooh!
Yeah.
Okay.
The alcohol's there.
Good.
Definitely there.
It is very good. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I can do this again.
Now, but I would just say, if you have it, I wouldn't drink it at room temperature.
No.
I would probably need a cube of ice or something
Yeah.
in it
Yeah,
before,
definitely.
or chill it before you drink
Yeah.
it.
Now, you can purchase this at Aldi. Aldi has some really good wines. You know, lately I've been getting the Zeppelin wine.
Dumplings
And
off
so-
the chain, y'all.
I said, let me do something different tonight. So tonight we're doing something different, and that is from Aldi. All right.
Alright.
So next on the list, and y'all know I can't see all the way over there, so I don't know who's watching. So hey to everybody who's watching right now. I knew I should have brought my laptop so I can see what
You
the
know what?
comments were.
How about this?
Oh, let me see.
Give it to me now. Give it to me now.
Let me pull this up.
Come
I
on,
can't see some of the
sister.
comments come in, but
Oh, you said you can't see him?
this iPad mini is a little bit, I'm still learning what this is and what it does. It's a little bit strange, but I'm learning it. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, I didn't cut my thing on over there, so I'm not going to
Comment. Okay, so. Alicia said that's going to make me poop.
Hey, Aisha!
So, if y'all would like to comment and do whatever,
Oh, great.
that's right there. Y'all can slide that over.
Fantastic. Thank you, Christelle.
You're
All
welcome.
right. So, I don't do it every week. I do it when I'm watching something. So this week, y'all, I was off from work for several days. I was a little ill. So I had some extra time off of work. Yeah, I was a little ill. So I had extra time off. So in addition to my Friday and Monday off, I had Wednesday and Thursday off. So I did a lot of binge watching this weekend. And let me start with the Tyler Perry movie,
Okay.
A Fall from Grace.
Oh, yeah.
How was that?
How was
It was good. It was pretty good. The ending was wow. And so I enjoyed it. Of course, I don't really want to give details because some people haven't seen it. So I did get to see that last night. I love Felicia Rashad. She is in the movie. I love her. She's like the best actress ever.
I wonder if
So-
my mom growing up.
Yeah,
Oh.
well,
I love her. Yeah.
I'm sorry. But she was in the
comments will
movie.
come up when you use it.
So, hey Eleanor. So she was there. So she was in this movie, which was really great. So let me tell y'all what else I binge watched. I love Grace and Frankie on Netflix. So that's really good with Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. So that's really good. Their husbands, end up having an affair and getting married, so the husbands are gay. And so it's really good. The thing I like about it is very tasteful. You don't see a whole lot of all over. Very tasteful. It's funny. It's good. So they're probably like in the 6th season. So I watched all of Frank and Grace and Frankie for this season, which was good. Now, HBO was free this weekend.
Okay, what you
So I love Curb Your Enthusiasm. Funniest show
I love him.
ever. That damn Larry David is funny as hell. I would love to have him sitting here on the couch. But I got caught up. Now HBO is like done free, so no more Curb Your Enthusiasm. But I caught up. It's really funny. I love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Now, is Wanda Sykes still on the show?
She wasn't in any of the
These
new
episodes.
The new episodes. She wasn't in any of the last episodes.
Okay.
So that was really good. JB Smoove is still in Curb Your Enthusiasm, but Larry David is funny as hell. He don't care what he say. He don't care who he says it to. Super funny. So if you have HBO, check that out. It's got like 10 seasons, so you be doing a lot of binge watching. Now, for any Power fans, I watched Power like 2 or 3 times.
See, look at your angle.
This weekend. I watched Power 2 or 3 times this weekend. This has been like the best episode. I'm now in love with Tommy. I liked Tommy before. I'm in love with Tommy now. That episode was his episode as far as who killed ghosts, all that good stuff. So Tommy was great in Power. So I watched that this weekend as well. So those are the things that I binge watched this weekend. Well, you can do the rewind.
Yeah.
You can do the rewind. So those are the things that I watched. Check out A Fall from Grace.
I want to see that.
Yeah. Check out Power if you have not seen it, which was good. I caught a little bit of the I forgot, TV One honorary. I caught a little bit of that. But that's it for what Les is watching. All right, so let's get into the show.
You can hold this.
We were initially going to talk about Stop the Violence.
Never seen Power. Me either.
So
I was lost just then.
We were going to initially talk about Stop the Violence, but we're going to switch gears because January is actually our female month of entrepreneurs. And so we have one of the greatest entrepreneurs here in Richmond, Virginia, Miss Sandra. What did you say, Miss Sandra? She didn't like me giving the whole government.
No, it's fine.
Put your hands together.
It's fine. It's on my Facebook page. It's all good.
So
That's
we're
just
going
Show some
to,
love with some hearts in the box, yo.
So let's do this. We'll touch briefly on Stop the Violence at some point, but let's focus on you. So last time you were on the show, you were getting ready to have an event, the Black Expo. I went.
Yes.
It was really good. You had such a great turnout. It was really, really nice. So tell us about you and tell us about the event.
Well, we had 70 vendors all together, but 2 were coming from different states. They missed their trains, so they couldn't get to the airport, and so they missed the event. But we had 68 vendors, and it was absolutely amazing. We had a lot of people show up. We had a food truck, and then we had Mama Michelle's was there, so we had the 2 food vendors, and then we had 3 rooms of vendors, and vendors out front, and vendors in the tent, and we just had vendors everywhere, and it was really cool. I took a couple of moments here and there, and I'd go sit and just cry happy tears because my thing was I chose Black Friday for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I chose Black Friday because every Black Friday we're in the news, and it's always negative. We fighting over a TV, or we fighting at Walmart. They always put us in a negative way. And so I wanted it to be positive for Black Friday, and also I wanted our community to come together and recycle our money, on that particular day instead of giving it to everybody else. And so it worked out really good because 68 vendors could have been anywhere in the world, and they chose to be at that expo.
Yeah.
So that was absolutely amazing, first off. And then we did networking bags, and that was 71
you had
vendors.
lots of stuff in your bag.
That couldn't be there. That was 71 vendors that had something else going on and they weren't able to make it. So I told them, I put it on my Instagram page and I told everybody that can't make it, if you would like to send in 100 business cards for the networking bags, because I did 100, and one of your product, although you can't physically be in the building, but you'll be in the building.
That's how we connected, because I saw that. I was like, oh, this is great. Let me send my potion number 2.
Yes.
Let me send my business cards. And then I reached out. I was like, yo, I'll promote for you. I'll send it out. Do whatever.
Yes.
Come on the show. Talk about what you do. So that was really
and
great.
that's what happened. So it worked out really good. And unfortunately, I had to turn away 91 vendors because I didn't have enough room. So that sucked. I hated to turn them away, but I just didn't have the. If I would have known the weather was going to be so good that day, I'd have been like, y'all, come on. We make it do what it do. But when I woke up that morning, I had 10 vendors that had emailed me, and they were like, I will pay you triple.
Wow.
If I can be there because I want to be a part of history. So, I mean, I did a lot of crying in the morning, because I hated to have to turn away 91 vendors. That broke my heart.
I need you to help me with my vendor event that's coming up.
Okay. Yes.
And I'm really hoping, because I know for yourself that we want to get rid of this stigmatism of, people not supporting our own, but
Yes.
we as a people not supporting our own. So,
Yeah.
I mean, just recently for myself, I just been connecting with a lot of great people, doing some great things, small and big, but I'm happy to be a part of it because their intent, they're genuine.
Yes.
Their mind and their heart, is there.
Yeah.
So that's what's the drive behind, I guess, everything that we're doing.
Yeah. We need to support each other more. And that was one of the reasons for the event, because I wanted to see our community come together and support each other. And everybody did. And it was absolutely, it was amazing. And then the art gallery was open that day too. So we had, all kinds of other people from other communities out there supporting as well. So
You also had news coverage.
I did. Channel 8 News came out, and I was super surprised, about that. I mean, I sent my press release out to all of the local TV shows, all of the radio stations, local radio stations. I hadn't heard from anybody. So when my daughter, who was out there helping me, she said, Mom, the news people are going to be here at 11 to interview you. I'm like, yeah, whatever. 11 came, they didn't show up. 12, 1, 2, all these, time was going by and they didn't show up. And then he showed up. And I was like, oh, wow, y'all know I don't like being in front of a camera. So I'm panicked. I'm in straight panic mode. I'm like, dude, I got to do what? So then he's like, just focus on me. The camera will be over there, but you just focus on me. And, he baited me. But I did my thing, and, I came with it. Yeah.
Yes, you did. And I think the good thing about that is it's a learning and a teachable moment, because once you can draw your attention somewhere, like if I do poetry, I might focus on one thing up in the room, or I'll just pretend that everybody's my family or my friend.
Right. Yes.
And that kind of relaxes me to do what I need to do.
Yeah. So I just focused on him. And there was 6 other cameras because all my people were, my kids and my close friends were videotaping.
They were like,
yeah, because we knew everything I said. We knew it wasn't going to make it on the air, but he asked me questions and I answered them truthfully. And after the interview, he thanked me, and I'm like, for what? What are you thanking me for? He said, for being you. He said a lot of people, because they want to get on the news so bad, they won't be themselves. They'll change up what they would normally say just so they can get on the news. He said, you didn't care. You let it fly. I baited you. You answered those questions the way, only you can answer them. And he said, I appreciate you being honest. And so
you talked about press releases. I would love to have you come, because remember I sent you something about EBO, the interest meeting?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we take it off. We had our first official meeting. I would love for you to come in as a guest speaker and talk about press releases, the importance of it.
Yes, that's
what you
huge.
need to do. Yeah, we need to
that's
in a calendar.
Yeah, that's very important. I had somebody reach out to me you know, and let me know. Make sure, you know, you do that press release.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys have met on the mic with Mike yet. Mike King Biz. He used to work at CW Richmond, the TV station. And he was like, Sandra, make sure you have a press release. So we did up the press release, and I sent it out to any and everybody. That's why I was really surprised with the TV crew being there, because nobody responded back to me.
Right.
But what happened was Miss Jenny, who owned the art gallery, reached out to Channel 8 and was like,
okay.
there's a young lady out here doing something, and you guys might want to come out and take a peek.
Okay.
And so they came out, and the guy told me, he said it may or may not make it, you know, on the news. And I looked at him and I said, please try to make sure you put it on the news. I said, not because of me, but for my vendors. I said, I could care less about me. I said, but they came out here, they did an amazing thing today. I said, we've got young kids out here, you know, that are the CEOs. Yeah, I told him, I said, I know that the TV station is going to try to focus on anything negative that happened Black Friday. I said, but this was positive. We made history today. So please, if you can, you know, put it out there. And sure enough, we was on 11 o'clock news. My whole segment was cut out, which was okay. But he went around and he videotaped other people, and that's what means more to me than anything. I don't have to be front and center. I don't even need to be on your camera. You know, you just get my vendors and you get the people that are out there. That's all I care about.
And I know you're not just talking, because even when I wanted to do my live and do my video, you were like, no. I'm like, come on, just do the live. So you know, you're not just saying, you know, that just to be saying it. And you really didn't want to be in front of the camera. You wanted everything to focus on the event itself and the people who were there. You had such a great turnout.
It was, and like I said, I sat in the corner a couple of times and just sat down and shed some happy tears, because I was like, we as a community came together and did something that is normally not done. Definitely not on a Black Friday. You know, we had 68 vendors that came together and was like, I want to be a part of this, you know?
So let's talk about Sandra the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Let's go with your start, how you got from point A to where you are now. Let's go with that.
I got started because, well, actually, I'm going to take it all the way back to August 2016, because that's actually where it started. When Cap decided, you know, I'm gonna sit on the bench.
You said Cap?
Kaepernick.
Colin
Kaepernick.
Colin.
I
know.
Oh, Colin. It's Colin.
Colin.
Don't listen to him. But Cap decided that, you know, he's gonna sit out for the national anthem. So, and I happened to be watching at that particular time, and I was like, okay, so you're doing this. We're doing this. You know, you are going to throw away your whole career, because we all knew how this was going to turn out, you know. I said, okay, well, we're doing this then. So I jumped on board. I set up a pro-Black Instagram page, and I just started really following him, and got in with some other people that were following him, and some other pro-Black people, and we just really focused on what is going on in the Black community with the unarmed Black people being murdered and all of the racism. And so we just all jumped on board with that. And it took on a life of its own. I ended up having 3 different pages, because Instagram kept deleting my pages.
Wow.
You're not allowed to be pro-Black and vocal on Instagram. So they deleted 3 of my pages. And then first, before they deleted the 3rd page, I had a young man reach out to me, Mr. Dale. I don't know if you guys have ever been to blackfacts.com, but check it out. It is the Black Encyclopedia. They started back in the early 90s with this, and it has taken on a life of its own as well. They're also Black Facts Online on Instagram. And they have a Facebook page, Black Facts. But it is, I mean, almost 30 years worth of Black information that we were not taught in school. and absolutely amazing. So Dale reached out to me. He followed me on my Pro Black page, and he said, I want to offer you a job. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And I blew him off. And he was like, I love your rants, because on there I could really rant. And the 4-letter F word is my friend. It's my favorite pastime. So I'd be on there ranting, you know, about another person, you know, that had been murdered or died at the hands of the police. And so he said, if you can tone down the cussing, I want to offer you a job. He said, I have a Instagram page. When I got with him, it had 586 followers. He has over 47,000 now. So, I mean, 74,000 reverse.
Wow.
He's got 74K.
Not 7,400, 74,000.
74,000 followers.
That number. I'm about to get on.
You're gonna, yes. Everybody needs to get on there because it's amazing. But so he wanted me to, you know, jump on board with him and help him with his, you know, social media. And so then June of last year, he was like, I have a business meeting I have to attend to, you know, and I want you and I to have a business meeting. Come out to Maryland. I want to talk to you. So I went out to Maryland, and he said, I want you to start your own business. And I'm like, yeah, no, not going to happen. And he said, you're passionate about Black-owned businesses and recycling the Black dollar and our community supporting one another. You know, he said, have you ever heard of an Instagram influencer? And I'm like, no, what the heck is that?
It's okay. Be you on here.
And so I was like, I don't know what that is, you know. And he's like, let me show you. So we're in the lobby of the hotel, and he's got his laptop out, and he's showing me all these different, you know, people. They got 100,000 followers and stuff, and they do, you know, makeup tutorials, you know, all this kind of stuff. And he was like, I really, you know, feel that this is something that would benefit our community. So this was June of last year, and I set Black Connections up, and I did a little bit with it, but it wasn't a full-blown business, you know. And so then November, I made it an LLC.
Okay.
And it just kind of took on a life of its own. One, I know how our community is, and I was like, one, they're not going to listen. You know, everybody's set in their ways. You know, everybody's doing their own thing. They're not going to listen. Little did I know that they were going to listen. And not only did they listen, but I just hit 75,000 followers the other day.
Wow.
I would have never thought,
Kudos.
you know, I would have never thought
That's wonderful.
last year, you know, that I would have hit, you know, I would have never thought I hit 10,000, let alone, you know, 75K. But it's taken on a life of its own. I've met a lot of amazing businesses, you know, and Black Connections is global. It's not just about this area. It is legit global. I mean, my top 5 followers, 1 is New York, 2 is Atlanta, 3 is Houston, 4 is Pennsylvania, and 5 is Chicago. So, and then I've got the people in Africa and all of the other, you know, places in the overseas and whatnot. So this is a global thing here. And I love it because 75,000 people have came together, you know, and we're supporting one another. And when I, you know, post the businesses, people are liking, they're buying, they're commenting, they're sharing. And that's what this is about. It's about not playing checkers, but playing chess. And Black Connections is playing chess. The Black community needs to play chess, not checkers. We need to level the playing field. We need to support one another and grow our businesses, because when our businesses grow, we can turn into major corporations, franchises, and we open up the doors to employ our own.
That's right.
You know?
Now, when we met with you initially,
Absolutely.
when we went and we hung out that night, we had the conversation. I said, well, let me say this because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm so pro-Black and I support all Black people.
Right.
I told you the night that we met that I think the most ignorant thing I hear people say is support people because they are Black. I have a problem with that because I can't support people just because they're black, especially if I'm supporting you, but you're unprofessional. I'm supporting you, but you don't know how to handle business. You're rude as hell. You don't follow through. And so I'm not saying I don't support black people. I support black people all night long, all day long. Anybody will tell you I will support people, I will promote people, but again, I can't support people just because they're black. I want to support the people who are doing what they should be doing as a business owner. Those people who are professional. Those people who are handling business. I just can't support somebody just because they're black.
Now, again, I still think there's a learning lesson behind all that and a teaching lesson. If we can give them that tidbit for them to go back and continue to tweak and to grow, that's an amazing piece.
It is, and I agree, but all I'm saying is I can't support you just because you're black. Why am I supporting you? When I come into your establishment, are you greeting me? Are you following up with things? What is your customer service like? What are your prices like?
Right.
So I can't just do it just because you're black. What else are you bringing to the table other than the fact that you're black? So I should support somebody because they're black, but they're rude as hell to me, and they cheated me out of my money. You know, that's my issue.
And now I'm gonna jump in because I'm gonna support you because you're black. Because I don't care about anybody but black people. Because I'm an activist. This is what I do. Now I'm gonna rebuttal that because you go to, not you per se, but just us in general. You go to McDonald's. McDonald's rude as hell. McDonald's will mess up your order every time you go up in there, but you will continue to go back. You will continue to go back to Walmart. You will continue to go back to Chick-fil-A. You will continue to go back to all of these businesses that do the very thing that you spoke about. And let me tell you how I handle that situation. I went into a restaurant one day, and it's a black-owned restaurant. Man was swamped. No, I didn't see anybody in there but him. And it was a buttload of people up in that joint. And the man at the register was rude. Now, I could have came off and I could have been rude right back. But what I did was I put my purse down. I asked him, I said, is the owner here? And he's like, yes, hold on one second. The owner was back there cooking. They swapped places. He went to the back and he cooked. And I asked the owner, I put my purse down. I went behind the counter, put my purse down, put my jacket down. He looked at me and I said, what can I do for you? And he looked at me, he said, do what? I said, I want to help you because the only way that you're going to get out of the weeds is if I jump in and help you because you clearly don't have the staff. I don't care what went wrong today, who didn't show up, whatever. I'm here, give me an apron, give me a rag, tell me what to do, and let's make it do what it do, and let's rock out. And that's exactly what we did. Now, I didn't have to do that, but I chose to do that because I believe in black-owned businesses, and I believe that we need to support and help each other. Now, am I going to go to Walmart and do that? Hell no, because they're a major corporation, and they choose not to hire enough damn people. And because I don't care about Walmart, because Walmart is not my people. But that black man was my people. So I went in there and I helped him out. He disappeared. I got him out of the weeds, and the gentleman was like, I need you. And I was like, need me for what? You know, because I don't know them. And he was like, he's in the office and he's bawling. He's crying. I can't get him to stop. I went in the office. I was like, sir, what are you doing? He was like, nobody's never did that for me.
Absolutely.
And I said, okay, well, I'm not the average person. So why are you crying? He's like, these are happy tears. I said, I need you to suck that up because you still got a restaurant to run. And I can't be here with you all night. He hugged me and he was like, this is what our community is missing. I said, yes, sir, it is. And I go back out there and see him, all the time. But this is why I do what I do. Because instead, and I get what you said all the time.
But let me add
I get that all the time.
Let me add something to what you said. Now, this is how I am when it comes to business. I don't care if black, white, brown, Chinese. If you're not providing the service that I want, I'm not going to go back and patronize your business. I'm not. Now, as far as like a Walmart goes, I may not go to that Walmart on First Street because they're rude as hell. But I might spend my money over here at this Walmart on Second Street. So I don't continue to support any business if they're not doing the things that they're supposed to do. There are several restaurants in Richmond that I refuse to go to. I don't care how good the food is. I refuse to go there because the service is not good. Because again, they're rude as hell. They're not doing what they need to do as a business.
Can we get some names? No, because I want them to understand and get this. I want them to learn from it. Like, you need to hashtag, you need improvement, or hashtag.
No, I mean it's not really. I don't think at this point is necessary. But I'm just saying, for me, no, I'm not going to continue to support somebody. And I don't care who it is. I'm not going to continue to support you if, again, you're not professional and you're not the person I want to give my hard-earned dollars to. And again, don't get me wrong. Don't think I'm saying I'm not going to support black people.
Oh no,
I don't know for anybody who's watching, because people will take stuff and turn. People will take stuff and turn it into what they want it to be and misconstrue what I'm saying. I support black people all day long, every day, but I cannot support foolishness.
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I've had my share of businesses where I have given them multiple chances, and sometimes you do just have to wash your hands because, and I tell people this every day, not everybody's meant to be a CEO.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Exactly.
I've noticed, with what's going on today, there's so many people that just want to say, oh, I own a black-owned business. This isn't a fad. This is a way of life. This is us trying to, be able to stop working 9 to 5s and be able to have our own and leave a legacy for our children, our grandchildren. Black Connections is my full-time job. I put all of my blood, sweat, and tears into, into Black Connections. And I'm gonna tell you, there's some days that I lay in my bed and I cry myself to sleep, and I'm like, you know what? I quit. I quit because our community does not appreciate when somebody is giving their all.
Let me ask you this, because you just made me think of something where, I'm getting ready to grab it. Girl, I'm getting ready to grab this pillow. But you just made me think of something, and I've had this conversation with several entrepreneurs in Richmond. People that are watching right now, I've had this conversation with Chris, where we get out here and we try to do our thing. We try to have these vending events, or we try to have this networking event, or whatever the case may be, and we don't get that support. We don't get those people who say, and sometimes you can't even get people to hit share.
Exactly.
Sometimes people don't understand. Let me get in my. Let me move up here.
Yeah, go on now.
Sometimes people don't understand that supporting doesn't always mean you're going to spend $100 at my event. Share my post.
Exactly.
I will share people's posts all day long, but share my post. Tell somebody else about the event.
Yeah.
People will not take the time to even do that.
Nope.
So how do we get other entrepreneurs, other brand builders, other business owners to get on board with us to help us to start supporting one another? Because you also have this too. You seen that bitch Sandra on EDP365?
Yeah.
Shit, I will not support her.
Girl,
she's a little too pro-black for me.
I get it. Yes.
That whatever event she coming up, I will not be there. I can't support that. Or even better, Les and Chris, they got 2 followers. I mean, we have more than 2.
Right, I know what you mean.
They got 2 followers. I can't support them. Well, if you see we only got 2 followers, damn it, be number 3.
Exactly.
Tell somebody to be number 4. Again, support doesn't always mean
Spending money.
I'm spending money. Just like with you didn't ask me to do anything. You didn't even know who the hell I was. But I reached out to you because I saw what you were doing. I was like, you know what? This is a good cause. Not only that, and I'm going to be honest with you, good cause wasn't the first thing that came to my mind. Although it did, it wasn't the first thing that came to my mind. The first thing that came to my mind, because I'm all about promoting and putting things out there, the first thing that came to my mind, I was like, damn, she doing this for free? let me put this out there so people can send their business cards. Because when I did my last event, my conference in August, I charged people $10 to be in my brag bag. I said, yo, she doing this for free. That's 100 cards. That's 100 people.
Yeah.
If you got a product, that's 2 or 3 people that's gonna see your product, and you don't even have to be in the room.
Yep.
I don't know her, but let me support what she's doing.
Facts.
Let me put that out there. Damn, let me see if I can get her on the show. Look, hey, yo. I ain't say yo. I ain't probably gonna say hey, yo. I'm hyped right now. I'm hyped right now. Trust me, y'all. I did not call and say, hey, yo, you want to be on the show? I did not do that. I'm so hyped right now. But,
all right.
Oh my gosh. Let me reach out to this young lady and see if she's willing to come on the show. Let me tell her what I'm doing. Let me get my cards to her. But in addition to that, I got to get her on the show so more people can see what you're doing. And one more thing, and I might turn it back over to you and Chris. Understand this to entrepreneurs, brand builders, and business owners. When you see that that group who may have 2 followers, 10 followers, or what have you, 2 more people following you is great. 2 more people who know about your business is great. And that is wonderful. Don't shut down the small people. Don't shut down the people who may not have $75,000.
That's right.
$75,000. 75,000 followers.
Girl, I had $75,000. We got to make some shit happen.
So let's find different ways to support each other.
Absolutely.
And, just gonna put this out there. Again, I'm an avid supporter of anything small that's growing.
Yes.
Yes, me too.
Especially in our community. But I just feel that a lot of people who have that attitude and don't want to share, do whatever, is because either they might have tried something that didn't work, and that same energy, they're just putting it out.
Or they don't want you to have more than them.
Or they don't
Exactly.
want you to have more than
And
them.
jealousy is terrible
like
within
the
our
crab in the
community.
barrel type mentality.
Yes.
And to me, that's a terrible thing.
Yeah.
If I know
It
that
is.
about you or something about something like that, on my connection with you, I'm shutting it down.
Yeah, that's how I am.
Until you are in a better place of acceptance and willing to help and do things for other people outside of your damn self. Because there's a lot of selfish ass people out there.
Oh, it is. Yes.
And people need to understand, regardless of what God has for you is for you. What He has for me is for me. So regardless of what you do, you can't take away from whatever my destiny is. You can't take away from that. Whether I have you on the show or not, whether you had come on the first time, this time, if you don't ever come back, there is nothing that I can do to stop what you're doing. But why not jump on your bandwagon and help you to reach your goals? Why not jump on your bandwagon and put you in the front of 10 more people who didn't even know who you were?
Because at some point, it's going to be reciprocated.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And don't always look for something to get something. And I tell people a lot, and people used to stay on me about this all the time. Les, why ain't you getting money for this? Or why ain't you getting money for doing this? Because it ain't always about money.
Right.
Everything is not always about money.
Those are
And it can't always be, oh, yo, Chris, you gonna do this for me?
Yep.
And you just slip me about 20 before I can do that for you.
Exactly.
But I would say this too. Now, for those that I may have already done something for the last 5 to 10 years, don't expect me to do that for 10 more years.
Okay, I can agree.
Now, those who are just coming into the game or they just doing whatever, okay, yeah, I may can help them come up. But those who've been around me and we've been a part of that network and doing things or whatever, I may give you a discount.
Right.
I may give you family service pricing. But it's not going to be for free.
Right.
Even though a lot of people want to give certain things to me for free a lot of times. Maybe it's the first time. But the second time, nah, I got to do something. For your time.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I don't know, Sir Les is so good at promoting other non-profit. Thank you, Sunshine.
That's facts.
But you can also barter services.
Right.
And that's something our community doesn't do enough of.
Barter
Is
service.
the bartering. If you have a service that I need and I have a service that you need. Money doesn't even have to exchange hands. We can help each other. And that's one of the things that I went to an event the other day that I spoke at, and that was one of the things that I said. Our community doesn't barter, enough. Other communities do. We need to barter a little more. It's not always about money. If we can help each other, why do we have to exchange money if we can both help each other?
How many times did I ask you for money from the day that I met you? How many times have I asked you for money?
None.
Not none. Not none. I've never asked you for any money. Going forward, I probably won't ask you for any money. Because again, like I said, I'm big on support. So, you know that I just started an organization. Chris is my vice president. Starting an organization for entrepreneurs and business owners. And in this group, we're supporting each other. How can I help you at your event?
Yes.
What can I do so when you got to get up there and you got to speak to 20 people, you're more comfortable? You got to speak to 100 people. You got to speak to 50 people. All right, what about your elevator speech? What do you know about facilitating a meeting? What do you know about getting out here and having a press release? See, that's when I try to connect with people that I know that can come in and help other people. And it's about helping each other.
Networking is huge.
Yeah.
And we need to do a lot more of it within our community. Like, I put up posts and people get mad at me because I delete their comments because people don't read, and that pisses me off. I put up a post. I do it every Saturday. I put up a post and I say, tag followers 500 and below. I don't even tell anybody why I do that. But I do that because what I do is I go through there and I go through every single tag.
Wow.
And if somebody has under 500 followers, I share one of their posts off their page for free.
Wow.
Nobody even knew what I did until just now. So hopefully a lot of my people ain't watching.
You're going to be bombarded.
But I do that because at one point we were all there to where we only had a few followers. So, and because I like to give back, and my services are paid services, but I like to give back to the people that have a little bit of followers.
Yeah.
And that's why when I go through there, if I see somebody's tagged and they got 1,000 followers, I delete it because you need to learn how to read.
Yeah.
Give these people an opportunity that have under 500 followers to get some love. Give them, we've all been there. Give them that opportunity to get some likes, to get their stuff shared. Give them that moment of shine to where they can gain some followers. I do this every Saturday. They don't have to pay me anything. I do it for free, and I don't put it out there that I'm doing it because sometimes it's so many people that I can't get to everybody, and that's why I don't let people know what I'm doing because I don't want anybody to feel like, oh my God, well, she didn't get me out there. Because in the morning it's easier for me because a lot of people are still asleep, so I just throw those posts out there. But by lunchtime, holy shit. It is just post after, and I just can't keep up with all of them.
Where is this at? Is this on your Facebook? Is
On
this
my
on Instagram?
Well, everything I share on Instagram goes to Facebook and goes to Twitter.
Put